Ever wondered what the Gulf War was all about? Let's break down this major conflict from the early 90s in just 5 minutes. It all starts in the summer of 1990. Picture this: Iraq, led by Saddam Hussein, is in a tough spot financially after a long and costly war with Iran. They look next door to their tiny but incredibly oil-rich neighbor, Kuwait. For months, tensions have been building. Iraq accused Kuwait of overproducing oil, which drove down prices and hurt Iraq's economy. They also claimed Kuwait was slant drilling, basically stealing oil from a shared oil field. On top of that, Iraq had a long-standing historical claim that Kuwait was actually a part of Iraq. So on August 2nd, 1990, the world was shocked when Iraqi forces invaded and quickly occupied Kuwait. This move did not sit well with the international community, especially the United States and its allies. Why? Two big reasons: oil and stability. The invasion gave Iraq control over a huge chunk of the world's oil reserves, threatening the global economy. Plus, there was a real fear that Saudi Arabia, another key oil producer and a major U.S. ally, could be next. The United Nations immediately condemned the invasion and imposed strict economic sanctions on Iraq, demanding a full withdrawal. But Saddam Hussein refused to back down. This set the stage for a massive military buildup. The United States, under President George H.W. Bush, spearheaded a coalition of 35 countries, deploying hundreds of thousands of troops to Saudi Arabia in an operation called Desert Shield. The mission was clear: protect Saudi Arabia and prepare to liberate Kuwait if diplomacy failed. For months, the world held its breath. The UN set a deadline, January 15th, 1991. If Iraqi forces weren't out of Kuwait by then, the coalition was authorized to use force. The deadline came and went, and Saddam's army remained. So, on January 17th, Operation Desert Shield became Operation Desert Storm. The war began with a massive air campaign. For over a month, coalition aircraft and cruise missiles relentlessly bombed Iraqi military targets, command centers, and infrastructure. The goal was to cripple Iraq's ability to fight before a single ground troop crossed the border. This phase of the war showcased new military technology like stealth bombers and precision-guided missiles, which were seen by millions on TV screens around the world. It was a new kind of war, broadcast live into people's living rooms. Then, on February 24th, the ground war began. Coalition forces launched a massive, multi-pronged attack into Kuwait and southern Iraq. The Iraqi army, already battered by the air campaign, was overwhelmed. The ground offensive was surprisingly swift and decisive. The famous left hook maneuver saw coalition forces sweep deep into Iraq, cutting off the Iraqi Republican Guard and encircling their forces in Kuwait. After just 100 hours of ground combat, President Bush declared a ceasefire. Kuwait was liberated, and the Iraqi army was decisively defeated. As they retreated, Iraqi forces set fire to hundreds of Kuwaiti oil wells, creating an environmental catastrophe that took months to contain. In the aftermath, the Gulf War reshaped the Middle East. While Saddam Hussein remained in power in Iraq, his military was severely weakened, and strict sanctions and no-fly zones were imposed. The war also solidified the United States' role as the world's sole superpower in the post-Cold War era. It was a conflict that demonstrated the power of international coalitions and advanced military technology, but also left a complex and lasting legacy in the region that would influence global politics for decades to come. And that's a quick look at the Gulf War. It's a complex piece of modern history with long-lasting effects. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into historical events. Thanks for watching.